Mr. Lovette, you say Ms. Jackson is a manipulative cheater who has flaunted her flings in front of you during your relationship, and you say her affairs have caused you to doubt that you fathered her 15-month-old son, Corey Jr. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, you say Mr. Lovette is definitely your son's father and is doubting paternity because of his needless insecurities. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lovette, what is your relationship like with Corey Jr.? He's 15 months
that's
old.
That's my baby. I love him.
That's your baby. He is adorable.
Yeah.
That's his baby, but he denied him.
I have doubts. And my oldest son looks different from him. He's darker, he's chubby,
He has a different
legs.
mother.
Another son by another woman.
Yeah.
He has a different mother.
Right.
Of course he's gonna look different.
But the stuff that you be doing, it brings the doubts on it.
Okay.
Like, it ain't like you been good.
You're right.
Horse, you been pregnant.
And you ain't either. He didn't take the relationship seriously. He was talking to other women. So being that he didn't take it seriously, I didn't take it seriously. He was talking to other women and I were talking to other guys.
And so you all got together briefly and then one started cheating and the other one started cheating.
Yes. She put tracking devices on my phone. She on my Facebook. Like, people be thinking they talking to me and they not. They talking to her. She got my Facebook code and everything.
Okay, I wasn't like stalking you. You gave me
You put
your
tracking
password.
devices on my phone, right?
Yes, because
How
I
many
did not
times?
trust you.
Every time I delete it,
Every
I'll wake up in the
time.
morning
And
sometimes.
when you get a new
I see a
phone-
little bird on the top of my phone. Like, what this bird doing? You know what
Your
I'm
Honor,
saying?
he's
So I
been
find the
proven-
tracking device and then I delete
He's been
it.
proven to be
And
not loyal.
days go by, another tracking
So-
device on my phone.
He's been proven to be not loyal. And buying him, me loving him so much and him loving me so much, and us wanting to be together, I had to be certain that I wasn't being played.
You got detective skills.
I don't
You're
play.
looking for another profession.
I don't play.
So, Mr. Lovette, are you accusing Ms. Jackson of cheating in defense of your own cheating?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Do you think she's doing it to get back at you?
No, because...
Do you think she's doing it because you're doing it?
No.
So how do you know she's even doing that?
She's just a type of woman that moves
Assuming.
on. Look, she started having kids at the age of 18. She ain't gonna stop because of me. She got 6 kids.
I had 4
fine.
kids when you met me. You
So-
gave me 2 more.
I'm gonna assume that she's just moving on like she always been.
But what evidence do you have that she cheated?
A couple of times we break up and then I come to the house and it was an ex at the house at the time. She told me it was her cousin.
I never told him that the guy was my cousin. I told him his sister was my cousin. He approached the house after we had
So you just
separated.
let me
Around the
assume.
time our first child together was conceived, he approached the house. We had got into an altercation, and he packed all his things and he left. Then he came back. When he came back,
Of course, she got a lot of kids.
I was
Gonna let
sitting
you know how to
outside.
please.
Me and the guy were sitting outside on the back of his truck. He had just
That's
finished
the
cutting
house
my grass.
I painted and took my time
We were
with
sitting
it
on the back of the
to
truck
find
having
out
a cold
your
drink.
ex.
If he would have cut the grass when he was there a couple days ago, another guy wouldn't have to.
Cut the grass. You need to be worried about bills instead of cutting the grass because you ain't stay there that much longer after that.
Bills, worry about bills. You're right.
Worry about that
you're
yard.
right. I did have to worry about bills because soon as you seen the other guy there, you turned the lights off on me and my kids.
Your Honor.
But the guy never came inside my house. The guy pulled up, cut my grass. After that, we sat on the back of the
Ain't
truck,
nobody
had a cold
should be
drink. That
over
was it.
there.
That's what he came up and pulled up on.
Nobody should be over there. Then that same guy ended up sending naked pictures to my phone.
Because you asked him
No,
for
matter
it.
of fact, it was
He
her phone.
guy.
It was her phone.
He
I was
got in my
talking like
Facebook.
I was talking
He
like I
got
was
in
there.
my Facebook.
I was at work.
Hold on, one at a time. Let me
I was
hear
at
this.
work and I was, and he texted, but I had her phone. We switched phones that day. So I was texting the guy like I was her. And then he sent me a picture. So the same guy that supposed to be
And
my
what guy?
cousin.
Wait a minute now.
That's not true. Not true.
Is this the grass cutting guy?
Yes. He recognized the guy's face through my messages. The guy hit me up and said, hey, I never replied back. So he played like he was me and was writing the guy, asking the guy all kinds of questions. And did he enjoy my sex?
I didn't say
But
that.
I never
Hold on,
I
Mr.
didn't-
Lovette.
I
Did
didn't
you
know that.
request a naked
No.
picture?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All of this leads you to doubt
Yes.
Corey Jr.
Because he's seen
is
another
your
man
child.
cutting my grass.
Yes.
Was there anything else going on? You can't get pregnant by somebody cutting the grass. Why don't you think Corey Jr. is your son?
I got she was involved with another guy.
That's what I need to know.
All right.
All right, so at the time Corey Jr. was conceived, you believe Ms. Jackson was involved with someone else.
Right.
Tell the court, what do you know?
I know that she went out with another guy, and I know she was chilling with another guy at the time we broke up, and it was no baby around. Then some time go later, now you pregnant, maybe because now you need a father figure for all your kids and somebody that
I don't need a
now
father
you
figure
want
for all my kids. My kids have a father figure.
With me.
Yeah.
So you feel like you all broke up and you all were at odds. She started going out with somebody else. Next thing you know, she's pregnant, but then trying to get back with you because you feel like she wanted you to take care of this baby and all of her other children.
That too, and also she's still married, so I wasn't taking it serious in the beginning.
Until I got
so
pregnant.
I'm still not
so now we
taking
got
it serious.
kids in between the marriage. So now we have to take an extra step, get parenting, and get proof that he's not the, you know what I'm saying?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She got whatever you doing with her marriage, she got pregnant again by another guy. And then you turn around and get pregnant by me.
What he's trying to
Every
say
year
is,
since you've been 18,
I already had a child between marriage before him.
So when you first got pregnant,
I would have been divorced.
you can't get divorced because you keep getting pregnant.
Exactly.
Not by me, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Her husband is here. We're gonna meet him in a moment. Now you can talk about it if you want, but you started a relationship with her too.
Right.
Exactly.
And got her pregnant.
Right. And I've been taking care of my responsibility.
But no, what I'm saying is you were informed.
He always tried to down talk me, but you knew me before. You knew how I was. You knew my facts that I was married before we even got sexually intimate. If it was a problem, you should have just walked away.
Not only that, it's like you say you're gonna do something, you need to do it.
What do you feel in this moment, Ms. Jackson? That's what I wanted. I see the emotion. Is it because you're angry at him or yourself, or you feel stuck or trapped? What are you feeling?
I just wish that I could have got a divorce before we had kids. That's all. Because every time we get into an argument, he's always throwing up the fact that I'm still married.
But you are convinced Mr. Lovette is Corey Jr.'s father.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're convinced of.
Oh, yeah.
She can't stay alone. And it shows whether I'm in her life or not, she gonna keep it moving.
It ain't my fault I look good.
Yeah, you look good.
Of course I can't stay alone. I can't go to the mailbox without causing a car accident.
But you got a lot of kids. It
ain't my fault I look good.
You got a lot of kids, and they need to learn their ABCs.
Listen, you are a beautiful young woman, but you do have trouble being alone.
Yeah,
and that's not because you're beautiful.
Right.
That's not how you look on the outside. That's how you feel on the inside, babe. Okay? I want to move this forward. I want to get the answers that we need so we can figure out how in the world do we get ourselves out of this. Jerome, can you please escort Mr. Coleman into the courtroom? Sure. Ms. Jackson, I'd like to hear from your husband.
Watch your step going up the steps.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Coleman.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How long have you been married to Miss Jackson?
6 years.
6 years.
Separated for 4 years.
In your mind, is there any chance you are Corey Jr.'s biological father?
No, Your Honor.
None.
No. I have my own life going on. I just had 2 beautiful twins. I'm just waiting for my divorce for them two to get themselves together so I could finally have my divorce.
It's holding off both of our life. We both can't get divorced. He has another woman, other kids in between the marriage. I have another man and kids between the marriage. We can't get a divorce because this boy won't sign an affidavit stating that those are his
Y'all
kids.
should have been got a divorce before you met me.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Before your other baby daddy.
When I met you, it was pending.
Well, you're in legal limbo. You are. Because a court is going to look out for the best interests of the child. If you got divorced today, all the children she's had, they'd be presumed to be yours.
Yep.
Yes.
That means you'd be responsible for child support for all those children.
That's what I keep trying to tell him. Like, Why wouldn't you sign the affidavit? Do you know if something was to happen to me, that he's their father legally?
Yes, he is.
About-
You are
gotta
correct.
find out his baby
You ain't even got
mama.
no rights to your own children.
Well, I'm still gonna get.
If something was to happen to me, he's
Y'all
their
ain't-
legal father.
Before this, I was gonna
But that's
find
your
out
son.
if my
But these are the
father-
things we have to think about while we're still having babies when we're in a legal situation. That's why today's results are so important.
Very important.
The stakes are high. I think it's time to go to the results. Jerome, I'm ready. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have 2 results today. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Lovette versus Jackson, when it comes to 1-year-old Corey Lovette Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Coleman, you are not his father. In the case of Lovette versus Jackson, when it comes to 1-year-old Corey Lovette Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Lovette, you are not his father.
told this. That's why I wanted to get DNA.
Are you sure? How is that possible?
Do you know who his father is?
You know who it is.
Oh my God.
Do you need to sit down, Miss Jackson?
Oh my God.
Hey,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God.
And I have to ask you for Corey Jr.'s sake. Have you ever mentioned to this gentleman that he could possibly be Corey Jr.'s father?
Oh.
Have you all had a discussion? Have you talked about it with the other gentleman, that it's a possibility? Yes.
but you never cheat on me.
We wasn't together. We
Always,
break
every
up
time.
so much. We
And every
break
time
up
we break
so
up,
much.
You mess with a guy you just met, fool.
Yeah.
Soon we broke up, you just
break
met that
up
guy.
so
Miss
much.
Love,
No,
Mr.
that-
Love.
Yeah.
someone that I already
Shut
knew.
up.
I
Shut
already
up.
knew this guy.
Whatever. He ain't did nothing for your kids. Ain't gonna do nothing for your kids.
I know this is hard for you, and I know
It is, so I don't even
Oh my
hit
God.
it.
Oh my God.
the DNA doesn't lie.
Oh my God.
It gives clarity to all of the confusion.
It's not like I knew it was another possible father and wasn't telling him, because if I would have felt like it was another possible father,
You wouldn't
I would
mention-
have told him.
You wouldn't said nothing.
I would've
You know
told
you wouldn't
him.
have no
I
chance to
would've
be in my
told him.
life.
Listen,
Just
we're
like
here
I'm-
now. We're here now.
Now I want a DNA for every kid I have.
Oh my God.
I ain't had-
Because we are familiar with these
Oh, my God.
situations and we know how it can go, the court has administered a DNA test
Are you sure?
for Ariel as well.
I don't
Jerome,
understand. I don't understand. The time that I slept with the other guy was so far apart from the
Shut up.
day
You
that
just
the baby was.
drunk.
listen, stop. Just stop. We know you're hurt. We know this situation didn't turn out the way you wanted to. But what you're not going to do is sit in this courtroom and downgrade and
wanna sit in this
disrespect a
courtroom
woman.
no more.
I know you don't. But you said you wanted an answer to the question as to whether Ariel was your biological daughter,
Oh my
right?
God.
Hey,
Well, I have it.
Oh my God.
In the case of Lovette versus Jackson, when it comes to 2-month-old Ariel Lovette, it has been
Oh, my
determined
God.
by this court.
It seems so unreal. Oh my God.
Mr. Lovette, you are Ariel's father. Ms. Jackson, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
The other gentleman, does he want to be a part of Corey's life?
He wanted to at first, but I kept telling him that it wasn't his because the dates didn't add up.
Well, you're going to need to call him back. Listen. Ms. Jackson, look at me. You're going to be all right because you have to. You have children counting on you. Mr. Conway, you are here today to prove you are not the father of 20-year-old Trayvon Cruse, yet find yourself in court today owing more than $53,000 in back child support. You claim that you've been arrested numerous times as a result of the child support, and you're ready to prove once and for all that you're not his father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are here in court with your sister, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Cruse, you say you have zero doubt that Mr. Conway is your child's biological father and claim he's denying your son only to avoid paying the child support debt.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Conway, you say paying support for a child that isn't yours has basically ruined your life. Tell me how.
Yes, Your Honor. You know, basically this $53,000 they say, oh, well, I'm paying child support in Nebraska, but he has two orders. One order in Nebraska, one order in Missouri. I didn't know nothing about exactly where they was in 2005 until I got arrested.
And you've never hired an attorney to deal with this issue?
Ma'am, that's just the problem. If I had to get an attorney, I had to get an attorney from Missouri, but I live in Nebraska. So it was gonna cost me way too much money to have an attorney in Missouri.
Well, I'm sure it'd be less than $53,000.
Yeah, it'd been a whole lot less than $53,000.
Yeah, it'd be less.
It'd been less than $53,000, Your Honor. But this is the problem. I was paying child support for him in Nebraska.
How did
She the one
when
it got two orders for him. Nebraska said, don't even worry about
How many times have you been arrested over?
About 10.
Christmas Eve.
About 10. Every time I get a house or an apartment, soon as I'm doing great. I don't care if I'm walking down the street and the cops stop me.
Right.
They pull me over. They'll stop me, and here I come.
You brought your sister. Ma'am, I'd like to hear from you. You feel like your brother has made the effort.
I feel like every time he gets a job or something, you know, he goes back to jail. By the time you've kept him from all that time, guess what? That job is gone. That apartment's gone. Now you're back on your sister's couch.
So you basically have witnessed this cycle. If you've got that going on in Missouri and Nebraska and you want to understand and you say, but I'd have to hire a lawyer in Missouri, well then hire a lawyer in Missouri. Ms. Cruse, I want you to chime in on this because I want to understand this better.
Edwin has not did nothing for my son.
You didn't let nobody see him.
You can call
Didn't know
the
it was
card,
his.
$29, this. I called Nebraska because he tried to say this story a long time ago that I'm paying in Nebraska. I call and I say, well, what, give my
Why is Missouri
information.
not
So
worried
you've
about
tried to straighten this out.
Try to straighten it out. They said, we don't have, I said, look, this guy's calling me, harassing me, saying they're taking 700 and something out of my check. I said, I'm not receiving nothing. I'm not receiving no aid for the state or anything. So why am I not getting my money? I want my money if he's paying it.
So you haven't received any support?
It's impossible.
Off and on, $29.
Impossible, Your Honor.
$29 here, there's some $3 here. He ain't did
here.
nothing. Probably
Come on.
altogether maybe $5,000 over 20 years. I don't really know.
Really?
It must have been.
Your Honor, I owe
Well, you
$53,000.
never
He
paid-
must have
you
been.
never
He must have been.
He has
because
it.
he was
Well,
getting.
One at a
I owe
time.
Well, if I was
$53,000.
getting it,
One
it would be
at a
on record.
time.
I had to
Hold
yell.
it, you ain't doing nothing.
Let's get some
Nothing.
order. Trayvon is 20 years old.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Were you at his birth? Did you sign
Yes,
his birth certificate?
Your Honor, I couldn't sign it. The day I asked her
was
to sign the
missing
birth
action.
certificate, she told me no. I asked her to sign the birth certificate. She told me I didn't have to sign it.
That's a lie.
Did you say that,
She
Ms.
told me
Cruse?
not to sign the birth certificate.
came up
You know
and
what?
took
That's
the
why my
joy
name
of
is
the-
not on his birth certificate. But on
Jerome,
other
let me
kids'
see
name-
that evidence, please.
On other
He
kids,
can't-
my name is on their birth certificate. She told me not to sign the birth certificate.
You
Come
say
on.
she didn't let you
Come on.
sign the
She
birth
told me not
certificate?
to. In the hospital room, the nurse came in. She told me not to sign the birth certificate.
Wow.
Tell me I'm lying, TT.
Miss
You
Cruz,
lying.
Is that true?
You lying.
Come on, TT.
You lying.
Boy, I tell you.
You lying. Your Honor.
Well,
at
why
that
isn't
time,
he
I was
on this birth
19 years-
certificate?
I'm not on the birth
Because
certificate.
he was missing in C-section.
I was at the hospital when you was born. You had a C-section. I was there.
Exactly. You was there, but what you was missing in action. You wasn't there when the.
Come on, I was there when you had to see. I was right in the room with him when he came out.
Talk to the judge.
So what you're saying, Ms. Cruse, is by the time they brought the birth certificate,
exactly. They don't.
He was not there.
He wasn't there. He's back in the streets.
I was in the room.
That was all the relationship.
On the way home from the hospital that night after you told me not to sign
You
the birth
all
3 days at a
stop
time.
talking over one another. I cannot hear you. Proceed, Ms. Cruse.
He was there when I actually had the baby, but they don't just bring the birth certificate. Here's your baby, here's a birth certificate for sign. No, you had to stick around. He was there for the joy, and then he's gone like he always did. He wanted to call and come and look, you know, oh, that's my son when he's in football practice one time of his life, no birthdays, no nothing. But no, this is all a lie. He's just now coming up with all this.
Mr. Conway, your name is not on the birth certificate. You've expressed today that you wanted to be on the birth certificate. If you missed the opportunity to sign the birth certificate in the hospital, why not make arrangements at a later date?
Exactly.
Your Honor, she left town. She left town. We was doing all right. We both had a job. We happened to lose our apartment. When we lost our apartment, she hit the corner. She was gone for 9 months. She came back in June. Told me in July she was pregnant. She had the baby in January.
Right.
That's 7 months. The baby got to be 9 months to be. Come on.
What is that you're holding?
It's a calendar.
I'd like to see that. Jerome, will you hand me that evidence, please? So you've made a calendar.
That's right.
To outline to me how this
right.
has happened.
And that's 7 months. You can't have a baby in 9 months and 7.
So you're saying she left and then returned home in June?
Yep.
She told you she was pregnant in July.
Had the baby January 17th.
Then had the baby January 17th.
That's right.
That's right.
So you counting back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, even if it was 6 or 7 months, you're saying it's not enough time.
Not enough time.
Was
Came back pregnant,
Trayvon
Your
a
Honor.
full-term baby?
Yes, he was a full term.
She came back pregnant.
And Your Honor, I had a job, so I can't just go somewhere in 8 or 9 months and then whoop, come back.
So you're saying you weren't gone that long?
No.
Oh, Your Honor, come on. Yes, she was.
That must be, you know,
left every
again, he
weekend,
got
Your
selective.
Honor, come on.
He got selective memory. No,
Bottom line is, this
He's a liar.
6, 7 months
Bottom line.
pregnancy, in your mind, you're saying, you
Yeah.
tell me you're pregnant in July, we having a baby in January, this math doesn't add up.
Math don't add up.
And now you're almost close to $54,000 behind in child support.
Yeah.
And you say there's absolutely no way this child could be yours.
No, Your Honor.
But yet he
No
was
way.
yet he was there when I had the baby.
And was mad because he didn't get to sign the birth certificate.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
That is when I started having doubts when she told me not to sign the birth certificate.
Nah.
Oh, so you didn't have doubts when the pregnancy was 6 or 7 months?
All them doubts started when she told me not to sign the birth certificate. And then the first time my mom seen him, my mom said he don't even look like us.
So the point
that's when
is,
it got started.
the time frame gave you a little doubt, but you were going to push that aside.
Yep.
You came to the hospital, you were going to sign the birth certificate,
Yes.
you were going to be the father. But then when she said, she said, don't sign the birth certificate.
That's right, Your Honor.
She says you missed it.
Yeah.
That's what fueled your doubts even more.
Yes, Your Honor.
Trayvon, this is a lot for a young man. Growing up, did you know that Mr. Conway was your father? Is that what you were told? There's no name on your birth certificate.
I mean, yeah, I knew that because a couple times he came down to visit me. He tried to call me when he did, but me and him is way different. I remember him taking me into a strip club
while
to
he had a
call
beer.
because he said he wanted to call, and he said he wanted
Yes,
to
he
call
did.
and see when the
Strip
plane.
club.
Let the young man testify.
He said he wanted to see when the bus was coming. The dude at the door said, I can't come in because I'm too young. I sat down back by Salvation Army in the Greyhound until he came out. He's inside for like 15 minutes. You was only around
whole
when we
while
was
we
supposed
was
to
in
protect our-
Nebraska.
No, man, don't talk to me. I'm talking right now.
Don't talk to you. You are very disrespectful young
been
man. That's
calling
why
me,
you
you've
can't
been
be my
calling
son, because my
you've
kids
been calling
ain't
me your son
disrespectful
this
at all.
whole time until 20
man.
years.
Yeah. Until you started,
So
yeah.
why are you on here talking about my mom like this?
Hey, I'm telling the
why
truth
are you
about your mom.
embarrassing me like this?
Oh, man.
You're embarrassing. I got a son now. My son has I pay for everything. Every week I get paid. I call my girlfriend, I'm telling her, what do you need? I don't care what it is.
That's good for you.
Bro, you're
You're
not
supposed
a
to do
man,
that.
bro.
I done did the
You're
same
not
for
a
you.
man.
I didn't get the same for you. You was mine.
Bro, and real
You was
men
mine.
would stop being in the streets, man. And
What
man
streets
up
you
for their
talking
kid.
about, Trayvon?
You never
I've been
man up
working
for
all my
nothing.
life.
I've never had
That's
nothing
that junk
from
your
you.
mama telling
All right, hold on.
Why haven't we got child support then if you've been
I don't know
working?
why you ain't got it, because you got it in 2 different states.
No,
That's
because I
why
got
you
the
ain't
card in
got
my
it.
pocket.
I'll tell you why you haven't got it, because it's in arrears.
Exactly.
$53,000 worth.
The
don't
Nebraska-
care.
So the
Nebraska
point
don't say no
is
way
this.
This come out of
The
Missouri.
point
I
is
don't
this.
care if
Missouri
This
don't own
young
that.
man,
Nebraska don't say own a dime.
this young man is trying to talk about what he experienced growing up. And some people can only focus on themselves.
Yes.
He has tears in his eyes as he talks about the earliest memory he has of his father is going on a bus and ending up at a strip club, but he can't get in, so he got to sit outside and wait.
It's a whole
Never
bunch
happened,
of
y'all.
lies and fake promises.
It's
for real.
Yeah.
never happened,
You know,
y'all.
Let him finish the statement.
He's never held up his end of the bargain ever. He's never been.
And you feel like he did not make an effort.
Never made an effort. It's not hard. You're not just living for you now. You have to live for somebody else. Like
Yes.
I do. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some stuff, but I mean, I've been through some things, but I don't let that affect me. It does hurt me that when I was growing up, I used to look at my stepdad like, cause I used to see but that's his real kid though, my little brother. And I used to wonder, like, I used to be mad at my mom, like I stood there like, man, why? Like, you love him better than me. And it's not because of that, it's because I've never had you around. Only time you've been around and you've never taught me anything. My stepdad has taught me everything I need to know.
Your Honor, he always leaves me nasty text message. He text messaging me
'Cause you always
every
promise
kind
him
of
something
thing.
you don't
All he
follow
talk about on text message, send him some money.
$53,000.
He said send him his money. That's all he want.
No.
Tell him you
brought that
bomb,
in
you this,
liquor.
you that, you everything else. No, of course I ain't gonna do nothing. Come on, man.
Mr.
No way.
Did you
Look,
wanna
this
see- I
court,
sent you
this
pictures.
court does not in any way condone young people, children being disrespectful to their parent. Let me say that first. However, let me also add, this young man has stood here today and he's talked about how this has affected him. And honestly, Mr. Conway, I didn't see you miss a beat. I mean, your mouth just running like a motor. It's like you didn't even stop to listen to this young man. And so, as much as I want to say, oh, well, there's no way this man couldn't care about this young child. There's no way he could ignore him. There's no way he wouldn't value what his feelings and emotions are. You standing here in this courtroom doing just that right in front of my face. And the truth is, with the dates you gave me on that calendar, I get why you could have doubt. I get it. Math, it's odd.
That's his math, though.
But I was just about to say, but that's based upon your recollection of the events and the times you were together. The fact is that despite these dates, you were still at the hospital and you said in court, I wanted to sign the birth certificate.
Yes.
So when I see a man say, I wanted to sign a birth certificate for a child, and yet when he's standing in this courtroom so eloquently speaking about the way your absence has affected his life, and you're not even listening.
Yeah, and I hear what he's saying.
And do you understand how it has affected him?
Yes, I do.
What he said, it breaks my heart, that story about how his stepfather has a child and it's his real child, and he always felt like he was on the outside. Did you hear that?
Yes, I do. I understand that, Your Honor.
So now, are we ready for the results?
I
Because
am
most
ready.
certainly am.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Shoot, bring it on.
At the end of the day, the kid is not his. Let's see this, Billy.
Yeah.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Conway versus Cruse, when it comes to 20-year-old Trayvon Cruse, it has been determined by this court Mr. Conway, you are his father.
That's what I'm talking about. Get your life together. Get your life together.
my life is
You ain't
together.
had no business questioning mine.
Yeah, I question
That's
it.
ma'am.
I question it because he
We
questioned
don't want
it.
nothing from him.
Something, Your Honor.
This is.
Yes, sweetheart. What would you like to say, Mr. Cruse?
I accept your apology, but honestly, after coming on this after 20 years, it's so embarrassing how you just talked about my mom.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know.
When I ever like,
I didn't know.
you're my father. You're my biological father, but I don't want nothing to do with you. You're not
Thank you.
that. The way
That's
you
what you
just
want?
talked about my mom
Disrespect.
today in court, how she just did this, and
She did.
and then what you tell me on phone and what you're showing in person is different than what you're saying right now in court. So I'll forgive you,
So you can move on.
but
Trayvon, I'm sorry. I apologize, man. I really do. And I understand that you just had a new baby. And if you give me the chance, man, I know I can never make up for the time or whatever, but I do the best I can. And I'll try. And I love you, man. You can get a hug from me, man? Please? Or a handshake or something? Can we start somewhere?
That's very nice. He's angry right now, and this may not be the day. Mr. Conway, this might not be the time. It may take you 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. But if what you said today is true, humble yourself and approach this young man with love in your heart. There's a part of letting people redeem themselves that I think is important in life. All right?
All right.
So think about it, because you're a strong young man and a smart young man, and I commend you for being the father that you are.
Ms. Battle, you are desperate for today's results because the defendant's doubts surrounding the paternity of your son, Timothy, have put your marriage plans on hold. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You hope to prove that Mr. Sidwell is 2-year-old Timothy's father so you can move forward as a family. Mr. Sidwell, you believe that a recent medical condition has caused you to be incapable of fathering children, and therefore you cannot be Timothy's dad. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're desperate to prove that he's the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
Well, I'm here to get clarification for Stephen so we can move forward in our relationship and get married. He is Timothy's father, and we can move forward after that.
Because right now, this is holding you back.
Yes, ma'am. It's holding us back from our relationship, building it up. We like it to stand still just because of him not knowing that Timothy's his biological child. So I want to get that cleared up for him so we can move forward if that's the case.
And this has to hurt. I mean,
Yes, ma'am, it does. It's been taking a toll on me mentally, dealing with me loving him and him not thinking that he's not his child. So I want to get that cleared up.
Mr. Sidwell, why are you here today?
I'm here today because I don't think I can have kids anymore due to my medical condition. And I feel as though if he's not my kid, then there's no marriage. So I want to get the results to find out, is Timothy really my kid? And that's why I'm here.
So, Ms. Battle, talk to me about the nature of your relationship. How did you meet?
We met in a grocery store. I was shopping, getting ready for a party. I had a basket full of ribs and chicken and all kinds of good meats. And man walked up to me and asked me why I got all this meat and there no vegetables. I said,
So you met at the grocery store, he saw the meat in your basket and said, you ain't got no vegetables.
You ain't got no vegetables in the basket, man.
All meat, y'all. Beef, everywhere.
Did you go get some vegetables?
No, we had some at home.
So you meet and you tell him, come on around to the barbecue.
Yeah, come on around there, bring your big old grill you said you got out there.
Did he bring the grill?
Yeah, we didn't meet that day. He didn't even come in there. He might have did, but I didn't see him.
Oh, you exchanged numbers?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh, Mr. Sidwell, wait a minute now. She had all the meat and ready to go. Why didn't you bring the barbecue pit?
Let me finish the story, y'all.
Uh-oh.
When I left the grocery store, I realized when I got to my truck, I didn't have a number.
Okay.
So what happened, Your Honor, I rode my truck around looking for this little fine little hot little mama with all the meat. I'm looking for her. And I'm riding, I'm stopping at hey, you know this little girl? She got gold in her mouth, she's pretty, she got pretty legs, and she got a big old bucket full of meat, just came in. Have y'all seen her? They was like, no. And I never found her, Your Honor.
Oh.
2 weeks later, a friend of mine said, hey, man, I need to go to the health department. Can you take me there? I said, yes, man, I can take you there, but I'm busy. We got to make it quick. Well, lo and behold, when we got to the health department and I walked in, for a brief moment, I seen that lady sitting over in a chair. I said, that's that girl I was looking for.
Oh, really?
I said, that's her. I said, man, that's that lady, man. And at that moment, I said, I had to have her. And I went and talked to her. I sat down with her, and I made her laugh, and that was, hey.
This time you didn't leave without the phone number.
No, ma'am, I bought her a phone. I went and bought her one.
Yeah, let me get to that. Yeah, he sure
I went and purchased her a phone, y'all.
Wait, you didn't get the phone number, you bought the phone.
I went and purchased the phone. I said, put my number in that phone.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right, so you bought her a phone and said, put your number in it.
Yes.
And the relationship started from there?
We've been talking ever since.
So, Miss Battle, how does this relationship, it seems like you all started off in such an endearing way. How does it turn into a sexual relationship?
At that time, I was just in a place where I just wanted to enjoy myself. I was getting ready to transition from Georgia to Florida. You know, I was getting ready to move. And I just seen that he was funny to me, so I just, hey, let's, kick it,
So it started off as just a casual relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all hadn't made any promises to one another.
No, Your Honor.
But you began to have sex.
Yes, ma'am.
And was this sex always protected or not?
Not always.
All right. Now we get into the thick of things of how we get here.
Amen.
What was the nature of your relationship right before Timothy was conceived?
We was in a full-blown relationship.
And so you were together?
Yes.
You say you weren't seeing anybody else?
No.
Mr. Sidwell wasn't seeing anybody
I
else?
can't say that.
Okay. So, Mr. Sidwell, you had bought some more phones. Was it a 2-pack or a 3-pack?
No, ma'am, I didn't buy any phone because at this time we had broken up. We had been in and out of relationship. Our relationship was rocky. She moved to Miami. She went to Miami.
I didn't move to Miami. I went to visit.
Excuse me, I'm talking. But during the time of conception, Your Honor, I had doubts about that because of the fact that we was broken up in between times.
All right, so now take me to the birth. When Timothy was born, was Mr. Sidwell there?
Yes, he was there. He was happy father in the hospital, happy to see his baby and played with him for a minute. I dozed off and woke up and he was gone.
He was gone?
Yeah.
Well, Your Honor,
Where'd you go?
Well, Your Honor, I was there to support her. I was at the hospital. I did those things because I was going to be supportive of her.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Even though I had doubt. Yes, I did.
All right.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
But I still had doubts, Your Honor, because he didn't look like me. You'll see he have a jug head, and I have a round shape.
Actually, they both got thumb heads.
Look at my head.
What is a jug head?
Jug head, look. Look at his forehead. It's like a jug, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're there, and you sign the birth certificate, and you're there. And then all of a sudden you say, I have doubt because the baby doesn't look exactly like me. Why would you sign the birth certificate then?
Again, Your Honor, like I said, I was being supportive. She said that was my baby. I was being supportive.
Well, you set yourself up for being supportive, all right, when you sign that birth certificate.
But I tell you this much, Your Honor.
What'd you say?
I say this much. That's why I'm here today, because if it's proven that he's not my kid, then therefore I know I won't be the father.
The only way that's
But
not
legally, you are the father once you sign the birth certificate.
Legally.
But being that I'm standing before you, I get clarification today. If I'm not the father, then I can take my name off of there, can't I?
Well, you can petition the court, but there's no guarantee.
Huh?
There is no guarantee.
You mean to tell me? I want this to be crystal clear, Your Honor.
And I want to be crystal clear with you.
Yes, ma'am. I hope you do that. I love you. I love you. Listen, you mean to tell me that I can't get my name off the birth certificate?
That's your baby.
I mean to tell you Once you sign a birth certificate and you sign an acknowledgement of paternity, and this is a word for you and all the other men out here that want to be supportive, you may be setting yourself up to be obligated to be supportive financially for the next 18 years. Whew. That's how it works. I've read the court papers, and I understand your doubt. And it's real. So I want you to explain to the court why you are so doubtful.
You know, I don't think I could have kids because of my medical condition. I was diagnosed type 2 diabetes, okay? And it affected my sexual drive. It actually affected my erection, Your Honor. And a lot of times, Your Honor, after that, Your Honor, sometimes I had to pray to get my little man to stand up. You know what I mean? I had to say, Lord, please, Lord Jesus, wake him up. Let him come alive again, you know what I mean, Your Honor? So I'm just gonna be real with you, Your Honor. I can't be
You were having a personal revival.
Yeah, oh, Lord. Hey, Your Honor, and I pray, I said, Lord, just like you raised Lazarus from the dead, raise him up. You know, that's how I was. And at that point, Your Honor, at that point, Your Honor, I felt as though I was shooting blank as a 50-year-old man. I was shooting blanks, Your Honor, as a 50-year-old man. I'm 50-year-old, Your Honor.
And you felt like you were shooting blanks, as they would say, because of the medication?
Yes.
Okay.
My medical condition.
All right.
And that's my many doubts, Your Honor.
That's your main doubt?
Yes.
You did not think you were able to conceive?
Yes.
Okay. So, Miss Battle?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember having trouble being intimate with Mr. Sidwell because of his medical condition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you remember his prayers being answered?
Some nights, yes. Some nights, yes.
Well, they say when two or more touch and agree. I just didn't know. That's what the word was talking about.
Amen.
But I guess there's more than one meaning to that.
I'm talking about.
Okay. I want to learn more about this. We're going to call on Dr. Jamila Gator. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Gator into the courtroom? I have a few questions for her that I'd like to get answered. Hello, Dr. Gator. I have a few questions. Mr. Sidwell has testified that he suffers from type 2 diabetes. Can you talk to this court more about how type 2 diabetes can affect fertility, and if it does?
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to fertility, especially male fertility, diabetes is a triple threat. Diabetes damages the fine nerves and blood vessels, which can lead to erectile dysfunction.
So in this case, could he have fathered a child if he could not get an erection?
Well, that's a trickier question.
I like these tricky questions. I'm good for at least a couple of those a day.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible as long as you were able to get some amount of erection enough to have relations.
So you got to get it in there. It ain't in there. How you gonna get it out?
That is true.
You got to penetrate some things. I'm sorry, Your Honor, if I'm wrong, but you got to penetrate some things. You got to go in there. You can't just stand outside the door. You can't just stand outside the door and hope you get up.
I can't even get mad because I asked. I asked. I do understand what the doctor said, though.
Yes, ma'am.
The truth is it's possible that he could have fathered Timothy, and yet the same medical conditions could have also made it impossible.
Correct.
So really the stakes are high.
Yes, it is.
So what are you hoping for today, Ms. Battle?
I'm not hoping for anything. The only way he can't be the father is Jesus came down here and God do what he did, the same thing to Mary. That's the only way this won't be his baby.
We've heard the Immaculate Conception many times in the courtroom, huh? We've heard that.
I would love for Timothy to be my son. I would really love that. I would give him all that I have if he was my son. Yeah.
And if he is not
possible,
have you thought about that?
Yes, I have.
Is this relationship over?
I have thought about that, and in the world system, in the way we eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, and all that type of thing, in the world system, in my head, then our relationship would have to discontinue.
Hold on now, don't get too philosophical. I'm just asking you a question. You telling me what the world is gonna do, I'm asking you what you gonna do.
Well, I would have to discontinue that based on
how you feel.
Yeah,
Don't tell me what the world says. I want to know what you are going to do. So you don't feel like you can continue the relationship if Timothy is not your biological child.
Not based on the love that I have learned. No.
All right. I think it's time we get the results. Jerome? Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Battle versus Sidwell, when it comes to 2-year-old Timothy Sidwell, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Sidwell, you are the father.
I know.
Thank you, Your Honor. And may I make a statement if I may?
Yes.
Being that Timothy is my son, at this time, I would like to ask her to marry me.
There you go. That's so beautiful. You all can stand together. How does it feel, Miss Battle?
Great. It feels great.
Can you express your emotions and what you feel?
Yes, I'm overwhelmed. I'm full of joy.
You are?
Yes, it's a long time coming, Your Honor. 9 years.
You've been together 9 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
We've been through some things, Your Honor. I can say a thing or two, because we've been through a thing or two.
Yeah, we've been through some things.
Trust me.
All of us have been through some things.